Okay, let's just jump right in. There's one massive question that's kind of hanging over every single conversation about artificial intelligence these days. A question that feels both way off in the future and, at the same time, incredibly close.
You've probably heard this, right? Or maybe even asked it yourself. If AI can do everything we do, but, better, faster, and way cheaper, then what's left for us? I mean, what does a human life even look like when the whole reason to get up and work for a living just evaporates?
So, when people try to answer that question, their minds seem to go to one of two extremes. It's either this incredible utopia or, well, a pretty terrifying dystopia. Let's take a quick look at both sides of that coin. The utopian vision is something straight out of Star Trek. With all our basic needs totally covered by automated systems, humanity is finally free to do what we do best. We can dedicate our lives to art, to science, to community, to just getting better. We become, as this one Reddit user put it, fun and inventive organisms creating beauty. Sounds pretty good, right? But then you get the flip side, and it is dark. In this version, the people who own the AI and the robots end up with all the wealth and all the power. And the rest of us? Well, we're not needed as workers anymore, so we're just seen as a drain on resources, a liability that needs to be managed, or worse. It's a really chilling thing. So to try and figure this all out, people are throwing around all these huge ideas. You hear talk about universal basic income or totally new kinds of socialism and capitalism. But the bottom line, nobody really agrees on what to do. There's zero consensus.
But hang on a second. What if this whole utopia versus dystopia thing is just jumping the gun? What if we're all asking the completely wrong question? According to a guy named Jakob Nielsen, a real pioneer in this space, the immediate problem isn't a world with no jobs. It's a world where our job alongside AI is about to get really, really weird.
For years and years, the standard advice has always been the same. Keep a human in the loop. The idea, the assumption, has always been that a human AI team is going to be better than an AI just working by itself. It sounds sensible, doesn't it? We're there to provide the common sense, the final judgment call. But here's the question Nielsen is asking, and it kind of challenges everything we thought we knew. Does having us in the loop always make things better? Or are there times when we're actually just getting in the way? To answer that, we actually have to look at the data. And some of the findings are honestly pretty shocking. They really force us to rethink where we humans add the most value. So just take the story of chess. It's a perfect example. After an AI beat the world champion way back in '97, something really interesting happened. For a few years, the best player in the world wasn't a human and it wasn't a computer. It was what they called a centaur, a human AI team. But that golden age of synergy, it was incredibly short. By 2005, the winning move was to just let the AI play. The human was just making it worse. And what this shows us is a super important pattern. When it comes to analytical tasks, things with a single right answer, our judgment or our gut feeling can actually introduce bias and errors and make the final result worse than if we had just stayed out of it. Look at this. A 2024 MIT analysis looked at spotting fake hotel reviews. The AI by itself, 73% accurate. Pretty good. But when humans were brought in to help the AI, the team's accuracy dropped to 69%. We didn't add value. We literally added negative 4 percentage points of error. Or how about this number? 92%. That's the accuracy a recent AI model hit when it was diagnosing complex medical cases all on its own. Now, for comparison, the human doctors in that same study, whether they had AI help or not, only hit 76%. In this case, the weakest link was the human. So here's the big picture, the key takeaway. It seems like there's this really clear dividing line. For analytical tasks where there's one right answer and the AI is just flat out better, our involvement often hurts. But for creative tasks like brainstorming or design, where taste and human judgment are everything, that's where we create positive synergy. We make the final thing better than either of us could have done alone. So what does this actually mean for us then? Well, this whole insight points to what our new role is going to be in this age of AI. If we're not the best ones to execute the nitty-gritty tasks anymore, our value has to come from somewhere else. Basically, we have to move up. Our new job description, our new mandate, isn't about doing the work. It's about designing the system where the work gets done. We'll be the ones defining the rules for these AIs, designing those crucial off-ramps for when a human absolutely has to step in. And this is the big one, building systems that help us develop a really accurate, calibrated sense of trust in what an AI can and can't do. This is a massive identity shift. We're no longer the human in the loop who's double-checking the work. We become the guardian of values and the setter of goals who provides the direction in the first place. And this brings us right back around to that huge, overwhelming question from the beginning. It completely reframes our purpose, not as cogs inside a machine, but as the architects who decide what that machine should even be building. This shift is absolutely fundamental. We're moving away from focusing on human judgment, the how of getting something done, and moving toward human agency, the what should we do and why should we do it. We're moving from just executing tasks to defining the entire purpose of those tasks. And in the end, as Jakob Nielsen puts it, this really is our future role. The ultimate human value in a world full of AI isn't about being a better calculator or a faster analyst. It's about being the one who decides what's worth doing and having the wisdom to know when it's time to just get out of its way.